Good afternoon to anybody who is watching today. I'm Dustin Owens, one of your co-hosts for the K12 Esports League, and with me is Robbie Menendez, the program manager. How are we doing this fine Sunday, Robbie?
Oh, doing fantastic. Doing fantastic. Just want to call out really quickly that this combine so far this weekend, and sorry, bear with me here. This combine this weekend has been amazing. Rocket League on Friday evening was awesome. Such great players. And the same thing can be said with Valorant yesterday as well. We're going to end out this combine with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Cannot wait to shout out these 9 players actually that we'll have on stream. And we actually are right into the act. Bear with us here, actually. Sorry. I think we're okay. Awesome. I'm gonna finish our intros. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the combine, whether you are one of the players, you're one of the colleges or universities that's watching and scouting some of our players here. Dustin and I, we run the K12 Esports League, and we love what we do, and we love that we can kind of help create this pipeline from high school esports to collegiate esports. With that being said. We do want to give a quick disclaimer here. The casters for Rocket League and Valorant, we're partners with some universities and colleges that are in the esports space. So those players know both Rocket League and Valorant very, very well. Dustin and I, we know Smash Bros to a certain extent. And so we're going to do our absolute best here to give a good bit of analysis, but we're really here to just make sure that our players are hyped up to the maximum and run a really smooth final day of this K12 Esports League Collegiate Combine during the fall season of 2025. I think that we will be right back with the gameplay, um, and we'll start it out today. Dustin, do you want to send us to, or do you have anything to add in before we get this first game going?
No, I was just going to say the same thing as you that we've had a really good combine so far. I'm super excited to see the competitiveness on day three here. So, yeah, if you'll just give us 1 second to communicate with players, and we'll get started with our first matchup.
All right, and up first for us today, we do have DJ Danger and Wassidy going at it. DJ Danger is one of our juniors from California, and Wassidy is actually one of our juniors as well from Michigan. So we do have 2 juniors today that'll be playing 2 best of 3s. We have, I believe it is 5 seniors that'll be playing, and then we do have 2 sophomores that'll play 1 series for us, but they're filling in that extra slot. So wanted to make sure that our stand-ins that we had ready do actually have an opportunity to play today, because there's a chance for them there. But into this game here, we do have DJ Danger on Rob. That is their main. They're actually really amazing on this character. And we do have Wassidy on the Sonic, who we all know how Sonics play. Her control on the Sonic is actually really, really amazing for a junior in high school.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've seen definitely some of these guys in our regular season matchups on Monday evenings, and I know we'll continue to see that normally in that crew battle format, the 3v3. But today we're doing the singles and everything. Wasity looked like wasn't able to quite get back up on the stage during that first stock take, but definitely coming into a groove now to at least make this matchup a little bit more even against DJ Danger's Rob.
And I do want us to be very keen on watching DJ Danger and their combos. They have really mastered this Rob for sure, and so feeling really good in this first game of this first best-of-3 set. Is DJ Danger on this Rob? 3 stocks still for them. Very high percentage though. Cassidy or Wassidy, we're really going to want to at least take one of these stocks here as we go into a game number 2 here. But unfortunately, it looks like DJ Danger will be able to edge guard just enough to finish that one out. We will see them take game number 1 in this best of 3. I don't think there's going to be any downtime. We should get right into that second game here for this best of 3 set. But we'll see Rob and DJ Danger come in really hot on this one. I do want to shout out again, Cassidy's control on the Sonic is actually amazing. Um, just starting maybe a little bit slow on this fine Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I think once we kind of we start to see some of these players get a little bit more into a groove, I definitely think we'll kind of see some change up in how some of their skill play and everything like that will be. But good job overall in that first matchup. I know it's the very first one; it's always a little bit more nerve wracking than the rest. So definitely understand that piece.
And bear with us as well, as there's a lot of coordination that's happening with these students between Dustin, myself, and them. So there's going to be a few be back soon screens and whatnot, just so that we can have as smooth a stream today, an event today as possible. But here we are, right into game number 2 of this first set. Again, DJ Danger and Wassidy, both juniors for us here in the K12 Esports League, but very, very good players. They have a whole another year to get even better, and hopefully continue their journey into some collegiate Super Smash Bros. Esports.
Yeah, we've
But
had
Wassidy coming out
some.
in this game
I was
on
gonna s-
fire.
I was gonna say we've had some very I remember DJ Danger even from a couple of years ago when we very first started, Super Smash and everything like that within the K12 Esports League. And I tell you what, like these ones starting out at such a younger age and being able to get to the levels that they are today is always fascinating to me. They really take these games very seriously. In terms of the competitive level, but they remember to have fun in the same aspect, but they learn their roles, they learn their mains and everything, and you can just tell by the combination differences, going throughout the season and everything. So definitely, uh, definitely keeping an eye on that here as Wassidy is going to get a stock taken off by DJ during this first little bit, but Wassidy still able to come back with Rob being at 109% currently.
Oh, barely missed that frame there. Did Wassidy on that charged up hit? That would have definitely sent DJ Danger off. But when DJ Danger took that first stock there, it really just shows the mastery of Rob and how they play this character. To my knowledge, I don't think Wassidy plays anybody else, but I know for a fact that DJ Danger will only play Rob. They will not touch anyone else, at least in the K12 Esports League. They know that this is their character and they do stick to them. And that is sometimes something that we see some of the younger crowd, right, Dustin, have a little bit of trouble with is what character they want to continue playing, right? A lot of them like to play multiple just so that there's a little bit of difference in the gameplay, probably keeps it a little bit fun for them. But as they journey further into their careers of Super Smash Bros. Players, they will hopefully eventually figure out that you really need 1 or 2 characters, and that's all that you really need at the end of the day.
For sure. Yeah, I think some of them have picked up on that, even just watching some of like the collegiate players play and stuff. Everybody's obviously going to have like their primary character that their go-to character that they know really, really well, and can probably utilize those in a multiple. In like multi situations and everything, so they're very versatile with their main character. But there's always going to be limitations of each character, right? So like there's always going to be somebody who can counteract that character, and vice versa. They'll need to learn how to adapt to certain situations, because unfortunately your main character is not always going to be the
Nice.
answer. But Wassidy making this definitely this in this second round, making a bit of a difference, making this a lot more even. Going to have to be a little bit more careful given the percentage difference, but overall, kudos to Wassidy for taking these stocks off.
Yeah, that was actually an amazing play as well, coming off the edge of the stage to end up taking that stock there. Playing really well as Wassidy. Already, they were at a disadvantage going into this final one stock apiece, but has the percentage advantage now. So coming into into their own here. That first game must have been the warm-up for Wassidy, playing super, super well. Great shield though there by DJ Danger, straight into a hit.
Oh, and almost not quite enough to get that stock take, but very, very good hit. I think this is really going to come down to the wire on this, considering the percentage differences here.
100%. I think both Dustin and myself are holding our breath at this moment, but DJ Danger will get to jump over into the side A for that final hit, able to take that last stock from Wassidy, and that will be DJ Danger taking our first best of 3 here today. Shout outs to Wassidy though, really like came on fire during that game too. I can't wait to see her play a little bit later as we go through the rest of the day here.
For sure, for sure. Um, Kudos again to DJ Dander for this win, and then Wassidy for doing such a great job, even coming back in that second round. Who do we have up next, Robbie?
Up next, we have Smiley and Liam.
So Smiley we have coming from MVCA, Michigan Virtual Charter, and then Liam is, if I'm not mistaken, Ohio, correct?
That is correct, and these are both senior players as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Smiley. I knew Smiley was the Bowser. I couldn't remember 100% right off who Liam was going with the Toon Link, but yeah, this Bowser we've come to see this one on stream already this year. We've known from the previous seasons and everything. But Toon Link, not a bad choice. Honestly, like I've done Link and Young Link. They're all very versatile with the sword play and everything. Toon Link, I know, brings a few different aspects than the other versions, which I think is very funny because you would think they would have very similar kits, but they're in some ways yes, and in others no.
Right, 100%.
But we are going to see Bowser with the big hits and the ground pound down on the edge of the stage is going to knock Liam off and take that first stock. Oh, okay.
Smiley, again, as Dustin mentioned, we've seen a lot of them over our time here at the K12 Esports League. They always seem to make it deep into playoffs, and their Bowser is something that we know and see so often. Very, very good. One thing that I love about Smiley and their Bowser specifically is the amount of aggression that they bring out is really hard for other players to deal with sometimes. And Bowser being such a hard hitter, Toon Link being a little bit more one of those more squishy characters, Liam in a very interesting situation here. I'm assuming that we may not, depending on how this game goes, we actually may see Toon Link once again. But Liam, I know, plays quite a few different characters, and so we'll just have to see what they bring out for the next game. But Liam does equalize 2 stocks apiece. That will probably do it here, though. And it actually doesn't quite. A little bit of an edge guard here from Smiley, and we'll finish with that hit. So 2 stocks for Smiley, 1 stock for Liam here.
And I do think, just to bring up the one thing you actually said to our players, and I appreciate you even clarifying that, because there is so much versatility in some of these players, they can technically change out their character at any time. So, like if Liam decides he wants to reassess against this Bowser going into round 2, then that's totally up to him. He can use Toon Link or he can use somebody else. Since I know he's got quite a few in his arsenal based on his responses and everything.
Absolutely. 85% though here for Smiley on the Bowser, 61% for Liam on this Toon Link. Liam gonna have to play a little bit more careful for sure, being on only 1 stock. Bowser being such a heavy hitter, 1 really good combo probably going to end this game out here for Smiley. But on the flip end, Liam with 1 good combo themselves, and we will be looking at 1 stock apiece.
And I want to point out a second ago, Smiley actually had the grab on Toon Link, thinking that that was probably going to be one of the final hits, but he actually had that boomerang piece out, and it kind of canceled out the grab. So kudos to him for getting that out. And I don't know how he's staying on this stage with those ground pounds at this moment, with those the grab and pound and everything. And with that, Smiley is going to take Liam off.
Sitting at 129% too. Oh man, Liam just needed one more really good hit there, and it would have equalized us at one stock apiece. But Liam was so high percentage at that point in time. Smiley was in a really good position to take that game number one either way. As a reminder, everyone, we are running best of threes through this because we have quite a lot of players to get through today.
Yeah, no, I was really glad actually to see as many as we had that came through with signups and everything. Definitely, on point, and they're ready to play. They're ready to compete. And I think at the end of the day, they just like to play against each other. We've seen that throughout the seasons and stuff. They like the warm ups, they like to practice, and they just like to have the fun. So it's nice to have that versatility and bring that with them today. So that way, because I know they always a lot of times will often play their other players within their particular teams and stuff like that. And not that that's not fun either, but I know it doesn't always bring the same challenges. So it's cool to be able to have something like this to where they can really showcase their skills between the other players as well.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Um, Liam right now having a little bit of trouble hitting Smiley at the start of the second game here, sitting at 117%. Smiley bringing that momentum from game number one right into game number two. But we are about a minute into this second game. No stocks taken quite yet. Liam now warming up for sure, able to duck in and out, get a little bit of percentage, get a couple hits in, and then make sure that they're not getting smacked. Smiley goes for that grab there, does miss, and Liam able to counter just a little bit. Smiley's edge guard is super good on this Bowser, so Liam's been doing a really good job, in my opinion, of making sure that that does not equal a stock take for Smiley.
And you can definitely tell some of the speed differences with Toon Link. That is, I think, one of the big advantages that Liam will have here. To kind of, like you're saying, being able to kind of dip out of the way at these grabs and everything. If he continues with that, should see I think, a pretty successful second round for him.
Absolutely.
Seeing he's trying
I'm
to get the
sorry,
damage.
Smiley, yeah, able to barely get back up there, but a really nice hit there. That will be the first stock take after 2 minutes here in our second game. Playing super good are both these players at the moment. Really good shield there from Smiley into the grab.
Yeah, and Smiley able to take advantage with that down B that Liam was just doing with the sword. Going to go for that grab, and then oh man, the double kick. We've seen that one a lot so far this season. The double kick.
Yeah, we really have.
And Liam's going to answer
Nice.
back.
Beautiful mastery of the Toon Link there for Liam as well, knowing that in that moment it was the perfect time to use that I think it's the side smash that hits both sides of the screen, right? Hits in front of them and hits behind them to take that stock there from Smiley. Liam right now sitting at 50-ish% on their final stock. Smiley at 40% on their second stock. So Liam definitely has a little bit of a mountain to climb here if they do want to take this game, but playing super well at the moment. Will be a little bit of a trade right there. And again, I mentioned Smiley's edge guard a little bit sooner, but it will actually end up not working out in their favor that time. Unfortunately, kind of SDing off the stage there. We are sitting at one stock apiece here for these players. Liam, though, on this Toon Link at 127%. Again, it's a much more equal game with the amount of stocks right now, but the percent difference is huge at the moment. Liam, a little bit of a mountain to still climb to come back into this one. And again, there's that edge guarding from Smiley.
I think Smiley knew to some degree because of the percentage differences. It was probably more of a strategic move because he knew he was going to be able to do exactly
Hmm.
this right here. He knew that it wasn't going to take much for Liam to get knocked off. One super good hit and he was going to be gone. So I think he was just taking a little bit of a risk trying to get that edge guard, but I think it actually worked out into his advantage at least, knowing the percentage differences. With that, kudos to Smiley and Liam. Liam being able to kind of adapt and everything in between the rounds and try to reassess against that Bowser. I didn't even notice some of the dodges and everything from the edge guarding because of the way Smiley was able to come back up and knock him off. I think in one of the previous rounds took a stock. So he definitely had that adaptability with the Bowser. I think it just in the end it was just a little bit of more of that super. That super hard heavy hitter kind of mentality with the Bowser and everything that really just kind of came into play. So up next, we actually have Super and Monodonna. And what's very unique about these two players is they actually are from the same school. They're just on two different teams, but I would consider them both essentially captains of each other teams. So they're very good with each other. And I will say, Super, even though he's a Nest main, he does do this Pyra I think he knows what to expect from Mono a little bit. So he's trying to go against that some. And so,
Yes, both these players from Virginia Virtual Academy. As Dustin mentioned, they are on two different teams, but both being captains of their respective teams definitely shows a lot to their leadership skills. Do want to call out before we get too deep into here, Monodonna is a senior this year, looking very, very primed and prepped to make their Super Smash Bros. Collegiate journey starting next year. Super, however, a sophomore who is just disgusting at this game. So a lot of time for them to come into their own and continue to get better and better and better.
absolutely, yeah. No, both of these players, I can definitely say from firsthand, have really, really worked hard on getting to this point, and I think in some ways it was kind of funny when we announced that they were going to be going against each other today. Almost kind of like that nice little rivalry type thing within house. It's fun. It's going to be competitive. Like we're obviously seeing two very well developed players based on the percentages, and the edge guard right there with Mono is going to chase off Super to get that first stock take. But yeah, no, this is a fun matchup for I think yeah, everybody to watch. Honestly, not that all of them are, but this is definitely a little bit different just because they're from the same school. And we're going to see Super take the stock off of Mono, but Super currently at 115%. And Super's definitely going to have to watch, uh, but quickly bring up the percentage and everything on Mono. But Mono is going to come around with a heavy hit on Super and is going to be able to take that second stock. Oh, and
Nice
is
hit
Mono
there
going
by
to be able to
Super.
get back? He is going to be able to get back.
Yes.
But
Oh, with the
Mono
edge guard
taking
too.
advantage.
Oh my goodness.
What a play to come back. Oh man, that's crazy. I wasn't sure if Mono was going to be able to make it back, but that hero ability to be able to get back to the stage and then the guard was a very very good in play on Mono's part.
That is for sure. So Mono able to take that first game again, best of 3 series as we go through today. We will see Super potentially bring out their nests for this second game. We'll have to wait and see, of course, but very, very, very great plays all around from both these players. Again, them coming from the same school, they do know each other's tendencies, I'm sure, at least a little bit. Oh, and we will see Mono also bring out a different character as well, bringing out the King K rule, and then Super bringing out their nest. So a little bit of a different look here as we go into this one. I'm excited to watch this one here, Dustin.
Yeah, but it'll definitely be a little bit of a difference. Super, I mean, though I give his skills to the Pyramithra, Ness definitely being his more favorable character, but I am curious to see how he's going to do against Mono's King K. Rule. Um, Mono being one of those a little bit more versatile type students, to where he's learned different characters to be able to kind of match up against, counteract different players and everything with different characters.
And I'm assuming, again, since these players know each other pretty well, that Mono had a feeling that the nest was going to come out and decided to bring out the King K rule specifically for Super's nest, who the nest from Super is amazing.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I would almost assume that as well. And big
Oof.
snap back there by King K. Rule. And Ness Super gonna have to be on point with some of these heavy hits and everything to try to get near him. It's gonna be a little tricky, but definitely not impossible.
Oh, absolutely not. And that is the beauty of fighting games that I actually wanted to mention a little bit earlier. Not only Smash, but every fighting game. It's all about knowing your character, how to play them, of course. But then the next piece of that is knowing all of the matchups that you could potentially come up against, right?
Hmm.
So, um, King K. Rule, though, and Mono on fire at the moment, sitting at 115%, but able to take 2 stocks here from Super before potentially losing their first one here. Super really good on this edge guarding right now.
And it's gonna get that stock take.
Yep. Mono couldn't touch the stage for a good like 30 seconds there, it felt like.
I will say I feel like each of these players, and we see it, between specific players throughout the league and everything, want to do this edge guarding piece quite a bit, and it's a really, really good veteran technique, in my opinion, to have when it comes to competitive Smash, because it can make or break a game.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to see Super being a little bit on the defensive side in some ways, just because having that one stock to this two. But he's doing a really good. Oh man,
Wow.
nice, a nice shot to get that second stock take.
That was an amazing combo going from one side going from
Ooh.
one side into the PK fire into the baseball bat. That was something to witness right there. Shout out to you, Super. Um, Equalizing now on this final stock as well. Uh, Up until, of course, I called it out, but 118% here for Super, 55% for Mono. In a very, very sticky situation is Super, as Mono's coming out with a little bit of edge guarding, but a great way to get back onto the stage. Comes out from Super, able to get a couple hits as well. Now sitting over 100% sorry,
Oh.
is Mono, but Mono able to finish this out with that clap. They're taking game number 2 as well as game number 1 here. That was a really amazing second game to watch. That one came down to the wire there.
Yeah, no, that was a very entertaining matchup. Just to be able to watch it, you notice that competitiveness came out with some of that edge guarding. It was very, very close down. Kudos to both players during that matchup. That was crazy.
100%. Now we will actually be going to a quick be back soon screen. We're gonna get a couple more matches kind of set up here. So give us just a few moments. We'll be back with our next matchup, which will be Legend versus Noot Noot.
Stay tuned. And we're back with some more action. We have Legend and Noot on the screen. Legend is, I know, a senior, I believe out of Indiana, on Pitt.
That is correct. And we have Noot, who is
And
one of our sophomores once
obviously
again.
a Joker main.
Yep,
Coming
Joker
out with
main
his,
from
coming out with his
Michigan.
Joker character. Legend, though, so far, man, no percentage taken off. I take that back as it starts. Oh man, go figure. As soon as I say something, that's crazy. Or Newton's going to get that first dock take with a nice edge guard against Legend.
Yeah, playing really well. Both these players already. We're
Newton
only
with
a
a high
minute into
percentage,
this
but
first
man,
game.
is not going off the stage at this moment. Legend very aggressively sticking to that edge to keep him from coming back on. Oh, and he was able to hit him off of the bottom of the stage. Very nice edge guard there by Legend to take that stock off of Noot.
100% equalized now. 38% apiece. 2 stocks apiece. This is going to be a great matchup here.
And I apologize, Robbie. I did have you on mute.
I
was
figured.
wondering. I was thinking we was having technical difficulties, so I was just trying to do some filler.
All good, all good. We're all set now.
A lot of different screens going on at one time. So, and with that,
100%.
Legend gonna get another stock take off of Noot.
Yeah, Noot came out on fire here to start this one, but unfortunately, we'll have a little bit of a whiff there. We'll see Legend take this first game with 2 stocks left as well. Again, a little bit, I think, of a blunder there for Noot on that one. But Noot came out on fire to start, so this second game that we have coming up gonna be very, very interesting to see.
Definitely agree. I'm curious to see. I do think Noot on that Joker probably had a little bit more to offer, and I'm sure they probably won't even switch out. Yeah, I didn't think so going into this next matchup. So I'm curious to see how they'll adjust and everything coming back in.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be, we'll call that Noot's warm-up game, right? Sometimes you need them. Of course, when you're in an event, you don't want that to happen as you're going. You'd like to be fully warmed up getting into that first match, but I do think we're going to see something special here from Noot on this game number 2.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy gameplay. I mean, honestly, from everybody that has been on stream today so far, but definitely like with the Joker character and everything too. We've seen some crazy plays so far this season.
Yeah, Joker's Noot is nothing to sniff at for sure. As well as Legends Pit. Honestly, Legends Pit is actually super good. They're also a Sora main, to my knowledge, and we've seen their Sora on stream as well before, and whew, their Sora is good too.
Absolutely, yeah. He's crazy. But the Pit, it's kind of funny because I remember actually, I think Legend not only does normal Pit, but I think he also does Dark Pit, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Yeah. Really equal here though, as we come to 1 minute off the clock here in the second game. Noot sitting at 101 HP percentage. I'm so sorry. And Legend now over 110 at the moment. So both players not wanting to drop their first stock to the other player. Playing super kind of careful at this moment, choosing their moment to try and get this final hit. Legend with a nice little poke there. Noot on the edge, able to come up. Nothing coming out of that one there. Nice hit by Legend once again. Legend kind of feeling themselves at the moment right now as we come to this to the end of this equalization of 3 stocks apiece.
Yeah, and Legend really, really guarding this. We saw this during the last round. Trying to get that little bit of poke damage, so that way any like subtle hit will take Nunu off, and hopefully he won't be able to come back on the stage. But with that being said, still holding very, very strong is Newt at 158%.
Oh, really good hit there as well. Again, both these players just about 150% each, and we will see Legend take the first stock here today on this game number 2 here for these two players.
Yeah, I thought that may have done it, but not the throw wasn't quite impactful enough to get Legend off the stage. And with that,
That will do it.
back on even playing field at the moment.
Yeah, great timing there by Noot on that one. That was a good parry too by Noot there just a moment ago, but that move from Pit, you have to parry every single one, so didn't quite work out fully there from Noot.
Yeah, and Legend just kind of taking it to him on this edge right here, keeping him to where he can't really get any hits off. Um, but Newton's going to find some ground there, get a little bit, and then we go back to this edge guard that is going to
Oh
pay
man.
off, and Legend is going to take the stock off of Newt. Looking pretty solid with the 50% with 2 stocks.
Yeah, is Legend for sure. Legend's pit arrows actually, the placement on them super good. With especially like using them for the edge guarding. Can be really annoying to play against and actually get through and get back on the stage. So Legend showing a little bit of mastery for sure of Pit here in this one, but I thought that was going to do it there for their stock, and that will do it. So equalized once again, 1 stock apiece. However, Noot at 90%, Legend with a brand new fresh
Ooh.
stock, and will take advantage. That will do it here for that game. Legend able to take that series as well.
Very nice combos, I think, from coming out from the pit. Newt trying to adjust and did very well. I think that matchup. I think it was definitely a little bit more closer. I think there was just there at the end, Pitt having the little bit of an advantage with the percentage and him being able to take advantage of it is probably what really sold that second round. But definitely a really really close matchup. I think in the end.
Oh, absolutely. And we actually will be right back one more time. Sorry, it's going to happen a couple more times throughout the rest of the day, but got to coordinate with these players, make sure everything is looking good, and we're running as perfect and smooth a stream as possible. So we'll be back in just a moment.
All right. This, I believe, is going to be a very, very good matchup coming in with the Robin Bowser Smiley versus DJ Danger.
This is going to be an amazing matchup. Um, and we are officially on our second set of all of our players as well. So this will be the second time that you will be seeing everyone. Um, DJ Danger and Smiley both able to take a victory during the first set that we did play on Final Destination. We are switching over to Battlefield slash Small Battlefield for this second piece of it. So, a flat stage and then a stage with platforms for everyone so that you can see these players on both different types of maps. I'm sorry, stages here for Smash Bros. But as Dustin kind of mentioned, right, as soon as we got into this one, this is going to be an amazing, amazing game and set here to watch. Smiley versus DJ Danger. Definitely something that we have seen in our K12 Esports League playoffs before. Both players starting this one out pretty hot here, and I was gonna say I might take him off, but it does not right there. DJ Danger sitting at 155%, Smiley at 99%. This game, if I could make any sort of predictions, is gonna come down to the wire for sure. That grab and pound will do it for the first stock here in this second round of sets that we'll be seeing with these players here. And that really good combo. Bowser just not quite weak enough yet for that to convert all the way on a stock.
Oh, but he is going to find a stock off the edge of that stage. Not sure. I couldn't tell 100% if he couldn't get back up from his own use of the ability or if it was DJ Danger. It looked like he was kind of canceled out there. Um, so it is going to be a little bit more even going in. And DJ Danger taking the aggression,
Oh my
but
goodness.
unfortunately a little too aggressive. But hey, it's going to put it in an even playing field. And yeah, like you're saying, it's legit going to come down to the wire, especially just in this first round.
Yeah, that is for sure. And that combo, if I can take just a second to talk about it from DJ Danger, that um, combo that sends them off the edge. I've seen DJ Danger do that so many times. They are very good at it and convert. I would say probably 90% of the time that they do try it. So I'm super glad we did actually get to witness it here today in this Collegiate Combine, and really glad I get to call it out. But we are equalized one stock apiece at the moment, but DJ Danger a little bit on fire. Will take this game as well. Oh my goodness. That was actually a little bit quicker than I imagined. I think with both players really on the aggressive piece there. DJ Danger able to really use this Rob to its maximum efficiency here.
Yeah, he was doing a very good job, I think, with edge guarding that time. Really, Smiley couldn't get his bearings back onto the stage in time to really get any additional damage taken off of DJ Danger's Rob. But it was kind of a reverse thing because I felt like even though that first stock take was uh, a little bit closer in terms of the percentage and the damage and everything, I do feel like Smiley had a little bit more aggression there at the beginning, and it kind of like the table sort of turned throughout the matchup to where DJ Danger was really kind of getting into that flow state and able to keep him off the stage.
And here we are, right into the second game of this best of three series. If we were going to see a third game from any of these, I'd expect it to actually be from these two players here. But DJ Danger in a flow state at the moment, looking to not let that happen, looking to close us out here in just two games. So, really, really on fire here. But finally, Smiley able to find themselves a little bit of breathing room as well. Really good shields there from Smiley coming out as well on top of that platform.
And he is going to find at least the grab and pound, but not quite enough percentage taken off of Rob to be able to get that stock take. But continuing the assault, and is going to come up and is going to find that stock take against Rob.
Great grab here from DJ Danger. Unable to connect on that that second hit though. Will have Smiley at 129% though for their first stock here. And on fire again. The thing with DJ Danger's Rob is they don't just get one hit, they get multiple. There's always a combo that they're able to string and open up for themselves. Smiley, however, on the flip side, with being a Bowser player, just knows when to really get in there and get their strong hits in and get out. They play really well in this Bowser, but we're equalizing now at 2 stocks apiece here. Rob and DJ Danger sitting at 101 percentage though, so in a little bit of a dangerous situation here. Smiley whiffing on the grab though. Predicted the dodge to the right side of the map, but DJ Danger held strong and just shielded on the left side.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be really, really careful though. This 160% and climbing at the moment is gonna be extremely intense once he's back. And yep, with that, it's gonna be very quick.
That was a little bit of a crazy exchange there at the end of that one. But Smiley sitting at 2 stocks, DJ Danger at 1. We may be seeing a game 3 here. We'll just have to see how DJ Danger on this Rob does happen to play out the rest of this second game here.
And DJ Danger trying to make his way back here to the stage with 115%. And with the grab, and not quite. DJ Danger still holding on at 140%, but it was two stock takes. Yeah, it's a mountain is probably even an understatement. Not impossible, but definitely definitely seems like climbing Everest. And it's very selective, but it's going to find a stock at 152%.
Yeah, DJ Danger's definitely got a mountain to climb. That is for sure. And that'll actually do it there. Yep. We'll see a game 3 here between these two players.
Definitely very close. I mean, realistically, like both Browns, very good. Each player kind of bring a different take to be able to get those stocks and everything off.
Here we go. First game 3 here today. Very, very excited for this one. Who will come out on top? Will it be Smiley? Will it be DJ Danger? Cannot wait to figure it out.
And it wouldn't surprise me if these two actually met, especially during like our regular season matchup and stuff like that. It wouldn't surprise me if they met each other in playoffs.
I would almost bet on it there, Dustin.
Difference between that and crew battles, obviously these players are very versatile as solo players, but in that crew battle setting, anything can truly happen, given the fact that you have to go through 9 stocks versus just the 3. But
Absolutely.
with that being said, again, some very incredible gameplay overall today from all these players.
That is for sure. We will see Smiley get a grab and pound there with the Bowser. But both players right now, 3 stocks apiece, 122%. And of course, as I call that out, we will see Smiley take this first stock here in this final game for these two players here today. DJ Danger with some really good edge guarding. I was about to say, will for sure get to be able to take this stock here. They're so good at the edge play there with Rob.
And I feel like we're kind of going back. I mean, like, yeah, last matchup was definitely a little different with the stock takes and stuff, but I feel like we're kind of getting back into that situation where this is going to be really, really even. Kind of similar to that first round. Of course, with this, I'm not, as I'm speaking, I'm not sure because he keeps getting this grabs and pounds, which is getting very close to hitting DJ Danger off. Still
Yeah,
not
that is
quite
for
able
sure.
to get it.
Yeah, still not quite able to get it, but we'll see. Smiley probably loves these platform maps way more than Final Destination or any flat maps or stages because they can grab and bring them all the way up to that top platform just to get a
Hmm.
couple extra feet, right? To try and stun them off the stage here. But we are equal, 61% apiece. The only difference here now is Smiley does have an extra stock over DJ Danger.
Ooh, and I thought that was
DJ
gonna do it.
Danger, another mountain to climb here in this final game.
Still not sitting at the 150% that he was. So that's at least the good thing. If he can keep some of that percentage off, but it doesn't look like it's- it gets so close each time. I got to hold my breath while I'm waiting a second. Um, but he's oh, and this okay. I wasn't sure if he was going to get that combo in. That could have potentially, but he was able to get the stock take now. But we are back in a very similar situation as in the last one, and he is with that
Oh man,
graviton on that top platform.
Smiley's so good with that ground and pound, man. Um, so that will be the last time that we do see both DJ Danger and Smiley on stream for us here today. GG's to both players. We absolutely see the mastery coming out on Smiley's Bowser as well as DJ Danger's Rob. Incredible, incredible players. One more time, I do want to shout out Smiley, currently a senior in Michigan, and DJ Danger, currently a junior in California. So we will have another year of DJ Danger in high school before they are on to their collegiate esports journey. Um, but great games all around from both of them. We will have the next matchup here for you guys in just a moment. I do believe both players are here, so just getting them ready and set.
And we're actually going to see Liam change up the character. Obviously, we notice when he submitted the form, the versatility and everything. He's going to be switching to Steve, which is obviously well, I think we mentioned it during regular season, but it could be controversial. I think in some of the more like competitive levels and stuff for gameplay and everything. But we haven't really seen much of a Steve up until this year. I don't think.
To my knowledge, Liam is the only Steve player in the entire K12 Esports League,
Mhm.
which is a little wild. And yes, that at least back in the day, there was that controversy behind Steve, right? But he's been out in the
Mhm.
game so long that most people, if you are a Smash player, you know how to counter them and how you should be playing against a Steve. And we will actually see Wassidy basically show exactly that right now, playing
Mhm.
super well on this Sonic. We do have Liam at 99%. Wassidy is sitting at 88. So both these players obviously know how to play
Ooh.
the Sonic and the Steve respectively. But a power hit comes out from Wassidy. They will take the first stock away from Liam. And that is the thing. It's such an interesting matchup, Sonic versus Steve, right? Steve wants to have a little bit of extra time to be able to mine all the way up to that diamond, right? But Sonic's such a fast character
Mhm.
that if you control the Sonic, if you can control them well, right, you can be on them like white on rice and just keep the aggression going. And that is something that we are seeing Wassity do very, very well in this matchup so far.
Oh, and
Great
that
edge
edge
guard.
guard, yeah, I was gonna say that was crazy, but Steve's Steve's abilities there, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
his recovery is insane.
yeah, but with that being said, yeah, very it's very interesting to see the competitive level between Steve and Sonic. I do agree with you. Just watching that gameplay, I hadn't really seen it this season, but we're gonna see another stock take onto Liam by Wassidy, doing a really good job at keeping up with that pace and not, like you said, not allowing him to really mine.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup to be watching right now. And I was actually hoping, I knew Wassity was most likely going to be on the Sonic. I was really hoping we were going to see Liam Steve here as we came into this one.
Almost
Oh,
getting a
great
stock take,
amble.
but
Oh,
very good recovery to come back.
keeping the pressure on right now is Wassidy, but a really great lava block there from Liam as well. Gonna get Wassidy up very high percentage on their second
Ooh.
stock, but an amazing edge guard comes out from Wassidy, and they will actually be able to take this first game, Sonic versus Steve, with 2 stocks left. That was amazing.
Yeah, some of that edge play. I don't even think we really got to see that from Wassity in that first set of matches and everything during that when we were on Final Destination and whatnot. Definitely, I think a better matchup for the Sonic character and everything, being even as Steve and everything. So I think, yeah, I think we're in a good state where both of these players have a really good chance, and we might see Liam changing out characters now. Curious to see how they're gonna change everything up and try to combat. We are gonna see Wario come out, which I don't think I've seen any Wario play so far this season.
We have not yet. And so I'm super interested to see how Liam does play on this Wario. This will be the third character we do see from Liam today. Started with Toon Link in our first set when they did
Oh.
play against Smiley. Um, Started with Steve in this one, and now on the Wario. And able to convert right away as well.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think Wassidy was trying to come
Yeah,
back onto the stage, and it ended up. I get it, wrong direction or something. It
happens to the
happens.
best of us.
Oh, but actually, that was a really good. It was like a stun there at the last second to keep Liam from getting up on the stage. That's actually some really good edge guard.
Yeah, again, showing just the mastery of the character here. Are all of our players really on stream today? So it's been amazing to watch, and we still have a few more matchups after this one as well that we are excited to bring to everyone. But back to this one, 2 stocks apiece now. Liam actually, we have, like we mentioned, we have not seen them on the Wario quite yet at all. Playing super well on them. Wario is a character that is not picked very often, but we will see Liam again convert. So Liam up 2 stocks to Wassidy's 1 at the moment.
Definitely seems like Wario's a little bit more of a power hitter, even for like such a small character. Not super fast overall, but but definitely brings some of those bigger hits because with some of these, with even like they exploding the motorcycle and stuff like that, it seems to
Mhm.
do quite a bit of damage. That little bit of edge guard that we saw coming up on Sonic, getting that little bit of percentage taken off and everything. But Wassidy coming back and able
Nice.
to.
Oh my
I wasn't
goodness.
sure she'd be able to recover, but man, that was a really good recovery out of that combo.
That was amazing, actually. Shout out Wassidy on that one. 1 stock apiece here for both these players. Wassidy, however, does have a little bit of a mountain to climb. Gonna have to play nearly perfect here at the end of this one, sitting at 115%. Wario only at 15% themselves. Sorry, Liam. But we will see Liam convert there. And so going to another game 3 here on this second half of the matches here today. I really want to talk on something real quick. Um, I wonder if Liam really strategically counterpicked this Wario into the Sonic, because as Sonic does their charge up ball and is rolling around, the motorcycle actually counteracts that, and so Wario will always win the kind of hit battle on that as Sonic is in the ball. So crazy counter pick here coming out from Liam.
Yeah, and I think with Wario, I mean, like, not that the Steve's not good. Obviously, Steve has a different kit and everything, and has a totally different edge guarding strategy and everything. But I have noticed like even Liam having a little bit more of an edge guard strategy with the Wario. You're trying to grab Sonic and everything as they're coming back up. So yeah, I do think you're correct in terms of like the counter pick and everything. I think it was a good change up from Liam's perspective.
Absolutely. But we're going to see Wassidy come out on fire here in this third game. Has been really on point for the last 30 seconds that we have been playing. Started hot and kept it on for about 30 seconds straight there.
trying to find, and it does find a good hit there. Liam with a good recovery with the motorcycle.
We will see Liam kind of take advantage of the of Wassidy having to hit that motorcycle up and finding that moment to be able to get a hit in. But again, Wassidy with their foot on the gas pedal at the moment, really going crazy. Liam has not had a chance to breathe in this one quite yet.
We are going to see a hit.
Until, of course, I call it out.
Yeah, I was going to say we're going to see a little bit bigger of a hit on Liam, or from
Caster
Liam.
curse, man.
It's kind of, it reminds me of a restaurant, like when a waiter or waitress asks you how your meal's doing and you're in the middle of eating. But with that, you're going to see a huge stock take come from Wassidy on to Liam. First one of this particular round.
Coming in with a little lead now is Wassidy. As far as stocks, sitting at 106% though is Wassidy. So Liam just trying to convert one or two more times before getting that stock officially. Wassidy, of course, going to do everything they can to make sure that does not happen, and poke Liam enough to where if they do get their stock taken, they can come back in and really look at getting them. But that'll be it, as Dustin kind of mentioned. So equalized again on stocks, 2 stocks apiece.
It looks like Liam has an ability charged up and ready to go. That's actually what I was waiting for, with that percentage and everything. But he was able to get the whatever that whatever that bite ability is from Wario. But like I said, it does look like he has something charged up, so I can't tell what he's saving that for 100%. I'm curious to see when that's going to come out.
Yeah, me too. But it might not even. Wassidy, again, not letting Liam breathe at all. Liam sitting at 128% here on the second stock. Make that 145.
Oh, and another, we see that combo again. Yeah, we saw that
one
combo
stock
earlier.
now for Liam. Two stocks here for Wassidy. I think both Dustin and I are holding our breaths here, honestly, on this one.
Oh, man, and that was a very quick
and that was it, Dustin. That was the charged up that we were waiting to see. Actually, I have no idea about Wario and Smash Bros. So
same. I've only seen a few of his abilities, so that's why I wasn't 100% positive what that charge up was going to do, or when it was going to be utilized.
Right.
I figured it was for it's because of that consumption. So it's from the consumption of the motorcycle, I believe. Kind of given, I guess, maybe some sort of power boost there. But looks like Wassidy is going to have a charged up fist and is able to take that stock off of Liam. Very good counter pick there and adjustment by Liam. But Wassidy with that Sonic being able to just come out on top in this best of 3. But kudos to both of these players during this matchup.
Oh, 100%. Shout out Wassidy. Shout out Liam. Again, want to mention that this will be the last time that you do see them on the stream here today. Wassidy, a senior from Michigan. Liam, a senior from Ohio Virtual Academy as well. But we will need to be back so that we can get our next matchup ready and going. We'll be back shortly.
All right, and we are going to see Legend and Monodonna coming in. Monodonna with I'm going to call an interesting pick. I personally haven't seen them use Steve, so I'm very curious how this is going to play out. Not saying that they can't. I'm sure they have some form of ability with them, but I haven't personally seen it. And then Legend coming out with a Dark Pit this time instead of the normal.
Yeah, we will see Mono unfortunately kind of SD there, trying to be a little bit cheeky with the edge guarding, and get an easy stock from Legend. Legend not making that, not letting it happen, and so a little bit of an awkward exchange there, and we will see it put Mono in a disadvantage here in this first game of this set. But again, we do have Legend on the Dark Pit, Mono on the Steve. This is going to be a very interesting one because we saw Wassidy on the Sonic able to really not let Liam Steve breathe at all. Dark Pit, a little bit harder of a character to make something like that happen. So if Mono can play it right, we may see some diamond weapons coming out.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I definitely have seen some of the mining coming out so far, but I do think Legend kind of keeping up on some of that damage and some of that forefront attack strategy and everything hasn't really gotten to mine as much.
Yeah, they're doing well so far.
And we are going to see some mining coming out from Mono as Legend kind of comes back onto the stage and starts his assault here.
Yeah, we do see Mono is able to mine all the way up to a diamond, so we'll have to see what they're able to kind of make happen here as
Oh,
well. Nice
big hit from
back
Mono.
air right there. Oh my goodness gracious.
Mono is going to have to be careful though with this 156, and there it goes
Yep,
as soon as I'm saying it.
there it goes. Oh, able to bring out their diamond though is Mono with that invincibility for that hot second when they did come back from the stage.
Yeah, I actually thought Legend may have caught him before he grabbed it out of the chest, but I wasn't positive.
Really great block there by Legend, not letting that minecart smack them and sending it off the stage. That was actually super cool to see.
And kind of playing into his own created wall there, Legend being able to hit Mono into um, the Steve block dirt piles, uh, getting some damage and everything, but able to come back. Legend currently at 113%. Mono climbing it to 91. Nice
Oh,
cart move.
a great aggression from Legend on this game, honestly. But will drop to the lava there. Luckily for Legend, they are sitting only at 17, make that 28% here on their last stock. We do see Mono at 100%. So Legend is going to need to get one really good conversion, and that'll do it. But Mono, with this edge guarding right now, is putting themselves in an amazing position to actually make a little bit of a comeback here in this first game that we
Ooh.
are seeing these guys on the set three. But amazing arrow from Mono does come. I'm sorry, from Legend does come out. Now both players gonna look to equalize, get some breathing room, and see who can take this final stock. Mono at 164% is gonna be sent off the stage. Legend able to get that jump over into the side smash, and be able to take that first game here on Battlefield with Dark Pit.
That was very intense the last little bit, the back and forth, especially there on the stage edge and everything. I do think it would have been interesting. I think you said that that cheeky play in the beginning was what kind of affected that first stock take on Mono. Definitely think it would have been slightly different. You know, I think Legend did a really good job on against that Steve and everything, and obviously it played out in the very end. But yeah, I am curious to see. You know, you never know with that extra stock, how is that actually going to go? Would it have been the same outcome, or would it have been different?
For sure, for sure. and we will see Mono. I was gonna guess that Mono's gonna switch off of that Steve and come back to one of their what I would consider like main characters in Hero. And unfortunately, it looks like we may be looking at a quick reset on this one. It looks like the wrong stage was chosen, so will not take us very long to get back into game. As a reminder here, Legend did take that first one, and we are running best of 3 series. So at least one more game between Legend and Mono we will have coming up, potentially a third game. I would love to see game threes all the way through this second set here, Dustin. That is for sure.
I definitely think we have a good lineup for that. I think with the way that we've seen these characters overall between that first round and coming into the second round, I do think we have a good chance of that. I think it's a very big possibility.
And here we go. We do have the platforms, and we will get into this one here now. Again, Mono bringing out their hero, who is who we know that they play more than the Steve. That is for sure. Legend sticking on the Dark Pit here in this one as well.
And we're going to see immediately with the difference between that hero pick versus the Steve pick, the differences in percentage immediately from the Dark Pit side on Legend. Hero really kind of coming out with some of that aggression to be able to get those damage
Oh,
up. But I will say, yeah, Dark Pit not completely out of this just yet for this first stock. Uh, Definitely making it very even and very difficult for Hero to kind of get set up.
and Hero and Mono using those magic points a whole lot at the moment. I think they're called their magic points. I'm not really sure, but able to have a few seconds to click through those menus and figure out exactly what they wanted to kind of get set up. And with that setup, we're able to take the first stock here in the second game. So Legend sitting at 2 stocks, Mono at 3 stocks, but Mono in a really sticky situation. Legend going to want to equalize to 2 stocks apiece and keep really low percentage as well.
Yeah, I'm with this is like a reflective spell, but
Nice.
it's not going to matter because Legend is going to get a stock take on Hero, and
Back to
immediately
2 stocks
I was
apiece.
going to say immediately coming out as soon as it comes down to take some of that damage up.
Yeah, Legend catching a little bit of momentum here. That is for sure.
And I think the in my at least in my opinion, I think the ground for fighting this hero is not giving them enough time to really those get the abilities and stuff used. If you can kind of catch them off guard and like really keep on the aggression almost in some ways, probably gives them a little bit more of an advantage. To so that way they don't have time to set up.
Absolutely. Really close matchup here so far. Both players still sitting at 2 stocks, but both at about 100% apiece. So this one is going to come down to the wire too, I'm thinking here, Dustin.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And Legend with a comeback and able to get Mono off. Looking at 131% though, gonna have to be careful.
And Legend with a very interesting pick on the Dark Pit coming into this one, able to use, I believe that's the down B to just reflect so much of Hero's kit.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that definitely makes a huge difference with some of Hero's abilities and everything. Is going to be, like I
Legend
said,
kind
that
of on fire
aggressive.
at the moment. Mono not able to breathe for this last little bit, but will be able to get that stock there. 1 stock apiece, however, Mono's at 112%, so got a mountain to climb, as me and Dustin have said many times already on this stream. Not impossible, but definitely difficult.
Yeah, at 112%, definitely with with Pit's kit and everything, or Dark Pit's kit, I should say. Definitely got to be careful with whatever you're about to plan.
Nice
uh,
shield though.
multiple hits coming off. Mono able to get back, but with that, is going to be sent off by Legend.
We'll see Legend take both games in this set here. And again, as we're seeing the players for the final time, I do want to call out GGs to them and what where they're from and what grade they're in. So for Monodonna, 12th grader from Virginia, and we do have Legend, who is a 12th grader from, I believe, Indiana. Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong there, but shout out to Legend on that one, able to take that in 2 games here. I think what we saw from Mono is definitely the mastery on the hero, and tried to come out with that Steve and make something amazing happen. But unfortunately, they did lose that first one, and then really tight close game on that second one as well.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I do think you're right in Legend being from Indiana. So it just goes to show you that versatility with what we have in terms of the players, but also the fact that they're scattered. I mean, it's super cool to be
Hmm.
part of a league and a company that allows students from across the U.S. and everything to compete against each other. So I think it's cool to be able to showcase that, and they're not all centralized from one place.
That is for sure. We're gonna get this next game here set up, and then that will be full sets for everyone. However, I do believe that we're going to have one extra matchup at the very end as well. We did have someone come in a little bit late that we were not able to bake into the schedule, but we want to make sure that they do get a little bit of limelight here in this Collegiate Combine because they did get an invite. So I believe we're going to be right back and get this matchup between Super and Noot set up, and then we'll, like I said, yeah, we'll be back with the gameplay. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, um, with a quick map reset. Unfortunately, that is a-okay. Mistakes happen. We already saw these two players play on a level stage, Final Destination. We do want to see them on the on Battlefield and a stage platform. So it'll be a quick reset, and we'll come into it. But since we got a little sneak peek at what these guys are rocking with here, Dustin, do you want to talk about Super on the Ness or Noot on the Joker?
Yeah, so we saw some of this from the first set of rounds playing on Final Destination. Obviously, transitioning to this the battlefield scenario. Ness obviously coming out or Super coming out with the Pyramithra versus that hero initially, and then changing over to the Ness. Unfortunately, having that counter pick from Mono with the King K rule, I think that definitely made a little bit. It definitely made sense on Mono's part to have that counterpeg for Ness because it's definitely a harder character to fight against. But Noot on Joker, I think will be an interesting matchup against the Ness in general. I don't think it's completely, a counterpick, so to speak. But I do think it makes for interesting gameplay.
100%. So super excited to see Super and Noot here. Um, almost close us out for the K12 Esports League Collegiate Combine Super Smash Bros. Portion. But again, best of 3 series. So we got for sure one more game with these two players coming up after this one. And then, hopefully, if I could have it my way, we'll see a game number 3.
Yeah, it's starting out a little slow here at the moment. I think each of the players kind of being a little defensive, which obviously is not a bad thing. Get to be overly defensive in the beginning before kind of really truly assessing what the other player's going to do. But the percentages were, I was going to say, dead even there for a second, 59.9 on each. Ness able to find some of that extra damage, but Noot not far behind.
Yeah, really just feeling each other out here at the start of this one.
Yeah, I think it's each other trying to find out what of their kit is going to be brought out within each of the main players or the main characters and everything here. Some really good edge play here from Noot though, trying to keep Super off. Super is going to find a way back and be able to get Noot off for a minute, but he makes a good recovery.
Interested to see, yeah, how Super plays that one there and able to have it convert into a stock take. So Super taking the lead here in this first game and keeping the foot on the gas pedal as well, already bringing Noot back up to 49%. Super still sitting at 3 stocks at 125% themselves, though. But like I said, they have their foot on the gas pedal. And it is slammed because they are not giving Noot any sort of room to breathe at the moment.
Yeah, and it's funny because one could say like they could be a little bit more evasive and less aggressive because of the 142%, but man, that aggression really paid off. He was able to get that second stock take and is still on the offensive at the moment. And with that, New is going to get a stock take on Super, but Super currently having a slight advantage with the damage piece, but still not impossible with just the one stock.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, but oh
But
my
I say
goodness.
that. I say that, and go figure. It happens.
Amazing timing there from Super with that bat. Yeah, I've tried Ness before. I am not good with them. My timing with the bat is terrible. But that was amazing there coming out of Super to close out that first game in a pretty quick fashion. They're still with two stocks as well.
Yeah, I wasn't sure initially. Like I said, that very first round, I think it was truly just feeling each other out, seeing how everything was going to go. And then from there, it was truly an aggressive nest play the rest of the way through. But it paying off for Super in the end, able to get those 3 stocks, and we're actually going to see both players change. Uh, Super going back to the Pyra and then we have Ike coming out from Noot. So both some heavy hitters here.
And you know what? I have seen Noot on the Ike before. They're actually a really good Ike player as well. I see them mostly on the Joker, but they do bring out the Ike every now and then. Pyra Mithra, though, for Super, very, very good pick for them as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. 2 sword characters going at it. And Super not letting up the gas whatsoever from that first game. Coming out on fire again in this game number 2 here.
And Noot going to try to find his way back up to the stage, but not quite able to get up there. Is going to find that first stock, and Super is sitting very comfortably currently with the 3 stocks and only at 44%.
That is for sure. I do like the switch up here for Noot, just to try and get a different look. But I wonder if they were assuming that Super was going to come back in on the Ness. I would have actually really loved to see the Noot Joker versus this Super Mithra Pyra.
Yeah, it definitely would have given that a little bit more of an interesting. But
Whew.
Noot's going to find a good stock take there against Super, making it a little bit more even and starting to come out a little bit more aggressive as well as Super comes back in.
Great parry as well from Noot. Now getting a lot more comfortable here in this matchup against this Pyramithra. On this Ike is Noot playing pretty well, but Super again with their foot on the gas pedal. Mithra Pyra, such a quick character as well. Um, Compared to Ike, who's just a little bit slower for sure.
Mm. Yeah, I even though but with that slow ability, man, it has some power behind him. If you're able to get anything charged up, you better watch out.
Oh, absolutely.
Super with a good edge guard there, but Nunu able to get back and able. Oh, I'm not going to speak too soon just yet. I thought it was going to be a stock tape, but not quite.
Like I said, Noot really coming into their own here in this game number 2 on this Ike, playing super well, able to get the mid-air parry into a stock take onto Super. So Super onto their final stock. Noot very close to also being in the same position though. So this game number 2 going to come down to the wire, and it will. We are equalized, one stock apiece, 0%. Who can take the final stock here? Will we see a game 3, or will we see Super close us out here?
It's all going to come down to who has the better sword play. Obviously, the more aggressive. It is Nunu able to be able to charge up one of those attacks to really be able to get on Super, or is Super going to be able to kind of keep on this onslaught that he's currently doing at the moment to get this stock take?
Again, an amazing mid-air parry comes out from Noot. But both players trading pretty equally thus far, back and forth. It is coming down to the wire here. Both players sitting at pretty high percentages at this moment in time. Who's going to get that final conversion?
Yeah, and it's truly. I mean, you've already said it here in the beginning. Coming down to this wire piece, I think Newton was charging up a little bit there, trying to find
Oh
an
my
opening, but
goodness.
man, it's too close to call. And Super with the up smash there, being able to find that stock take against Newt. Very well played between both of these players, though.
Oh, absolutely. A little bit of a risky play coming out from Noot on the Ike, using that up B that slams down, and Super able to recognize that's exactly what's coming out, able to shield and then take advantage, and finish us out here with that one. But ladies and gentlemen, that is everyone on stream twice. However, like I said, we do have a surprise extra matchup here for you. So give us one more be back soon screen. We'll be back with a little bit more gameplay, and then we will officially close this out here for the K12 Esports League Collegiate Combine Fall Season 2025. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, a little bit of an extra surprise, couple matchups coming here for you to end us off here today. We do have Danzibr, who joined a little bit late for us on today, so they were not baked into the schedule, but they joined the Zoom room. They were super excited and wanted to make sure that no matter what, we did give them a little bit of time to show off what they got to you all. So Dan is primarily a Ness main, so we'll see a Ness versus Ness matchup here, Super versus Danzibr. Now, Dan got an invite to the Collegiate Combine because we see a lot of potential in this player, Danzibr. Let me correct that. We see a lot of potential in this player. And it's actually great that they're kind of ending us off here because they are our sole. Let me actually check my notes to make sure I am saying the right thing. Yes, they are our sole freshmen that we saw and wanted to invite to this combine. And so, again, they're ending us off here. We have a freshman coming in, showing off what they got. They do have 3 years of growth to come in. And what we're going to do is actually have Dan play against 4 different opponents in just a quick best of 1, just so that we get to see them a little bit, and we also get to see some of the other players do 1 extra matchup as well. So again, Danzibr versus Super, best of 1 coming up here. Ness versus Ness matchup. Again, this is a freshman. We see some potential. They definitely have a lot of room to grow, but wanted to make sure that because they were here, they popped in, and they were super excited that they got an opportunity to play a little bit. Super with some incredible edge guarding, though. We will see them go up into a quick lead here, 3-1 stocks. Danzibr definitely able to show off a little bit of what they got going on with the Ness here, though, as Super's edge guarding is going to be insane right there. So, again, that basically what we're seeing here is a little bit of veteran status coming out from Super on the Ness compared to Danzibr. So that'll be the first one. We do need just a second. We'll have the next player coming in against Danzibr to again finish us out here today. I believe that we can stay on stream here. Dustin, we should be okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Yeah, and just to give a little context, like Super is actually he's not freshman, but he's a sophomore, so even still a little younger. Like you're seeing some of this skill set come out from a younger age and everything. Some of these players have been in the league for years now, and some with just untapped or like unexplored potential in a lot of these. And so being able to showcase some of that here today. Even as a freshman and everything else, I think is super great to be able to come in and play against some of these veteran players and just be able to show what you got and what you're going to be able to build off of in the coming years and everything.
Absolutely. And once again, we see potential in Danzibr, which I think is the thing that I want to call out the most here, as we will see them go through a couple more games here. And again, we're going to see that veteran kind of status come in from our upperclassmen and people that have been in the K12 Esports League for a little bit longer than Danzibr. But again, wanted to make sure that that they did get an opportunity to play a little bit on stream because they did get a runner-up invite. They have been here the entire time, and we will see Wassidy come back in on their Sonic against this Ness for Danzibr, who is most likely going to stay on Ness the entire time. I do know that this player, their goal is to get really good on Ness and continue just mastering this character.
For sure. And I think this is definitely going to be a bit of a difference with the Sonic. Obviously seeing Ness versus Ness is very interesting. But I always think it's cool to be able to see the differences. And you're already going to tell with even just some of the damage difference that Danzibr is doing against Wassidy. I think is really, a testament to what he can provide.
Absolutely. And that when you go up against a mirror matchup, right? If there is a clear skill disparity, you are going to see it. However, when it's not a mirror matchup, it can be it can open up a little bit more opportunity. The hard thing with mirror matchups, right, is Super on that nest knows exactly what Danzibr is going to do, probably before Danzibr even knows, because a little bit more well versed, right, on that nest. Not going up against someone that knows your character inside and out definitely gives you a little bit more of an opportunity, right? And we're definitely seeing that here at the moment with Wassidy sitting at 150 HP, Danzibr, I'm sorry, percentage, and Danzibr actually able to convert the first stock here in this game.
Yeah, kudos to him for getting that damage up real quick and being able to get Wassidy off. Looking at 98% up to 107, definitely going to have to be a little careful if he doesn't want to get this stock take. But again, kudos to him for coming in and being able to get that. And Wassidy is going to find that stock take with a good edge guard there, not allowing Danziger to come back onto the stage.
100%. And unfortunately for Wassidy, I think that Ness versus Sonic is a really weird matchup because Ness is a pretty fast character themselves, but just the way that their jump works is a little bit more. It's different than everybody else's jump, right? He kind of floats in a way, as opposed to a lot of the other characters. And so with Sonic, you have to be really precise when you're moving so fast.
Mhm.
And Ness is just one of those characters that moves a little bit different than everybody else.
For sure, yeah, that definitely a character that I could never touch them. It is totally different, kind of like ice climbers to me. I don't know. Such an interesting kit, but I mean, hey, when you put them in the right hands, uh,
Ooh,
there's nothing that they can't do. And almost a stock take there against Wassidy, but
nice.
Wassidy able to kind of recoup and get some of this damage in, and
Oh,
with
good
that,
PK fire into the side smash comes out from Danzibr.
Wassidy looking to recoup from that stock, trying to get some damage on Danzibur. And is gonna find a stock take. Wasn't
Yup,
sure there for a
we
second,
are
and we're on
equalized.
even playing field. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Again, I just want to shout out, right? We see a lot of potential here in Danzibr. And that mirror matchup going against Super, a really difficult one for Danzibr, right? But we are seeing a lot of what this player is going to have to offer for us here at the K12 Esports League for the next 3 years, as well as what they can, a baseline of how good they are now compared to how good they're going to be as they do come into college age.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's y- any amount of years that you're playing with a character, you get more used to it. You get more used to who you're playing against, not just in the league, but against the other characters that are being used throughout the league. So you're able to kind of overcome some of those obstacles. Like you figure out what works well against them, how to counteract what they're probably going to be doing, and everything. So only as a ninth grade, I mean, I say like Danziber's got a lot of really good potential in this nest.
100%. And we're sitting both players now over 100%. And oh my goodness, Danzibr will actually catch a PK fire on the edge guard and able to actually convert that into the final stock take. So Danzibr able to win Ultimacity. I believe we have one more match coming in for Danzibr, and then we will officially close us out here for the K12 Esports League Collegiate Combine for the fall 2025 season. We're going
And
to get that set up right now.
as they're kind of coming in, just another quick shout out. The combine piece, we've seen a lot of really good Rocket League. We've seen some really good Valorant. Obviously, we're seeing some very good Super Smash today. So we appreciate all the players for being here. Also appreciate all the viewers for being here and the colleges and everything that are taking a look at these players. And then another just quick shout out to Radford University for helping us stream the Rocket League matchup, as well as the University of Idaho taking on that Valorant stream for us. And during this season, we appreciate them very much for helping us out with this.
Oh, absolutely. We're definitely gonna shout them out one more time as we close everything out for the weekend here. But into this one here, we got Liam back on the Wario, who is the character that we saw them end their last set on. Actually, really good on this Wario. Like we both mentioned, I don't think we've seen very much Wario across the K12 Esports League, or even in our watch of pro play, collegiate play, etc. Right, but Liam coming out pretty on fire here against Danzibr on this one. Dan, unfortunately, unable to get the correct, perfect angle to get them back on the stage there, will drop their first stock here. Liam sitting at a pretty 55% as well with their 3 stocks. So this Wario from Liam, pretty darn good.
And I definitely know that that's not an easy recovery move to make. I feel like with that
It's
nest,
not.
I mean, you're trying to control the way that shockwave is going to bounce you up and everything, and you really only get the one chance to be able to do it. So yeah, totally understand that. It's unfortunate, but again comes with time and experience. You do it enough times, you probably get the right angle almost every time. But there's always going to be that one chance. But with
Oh,
that being said,
yes.
Danzibur getting Liam up to 90% has a chance to be able to get a good combination and
Ooh,
is actually going to find a really good angle on that, as I say, talking about getting back up on the stage, and is going to convert that into a stock take against Liam.
that was a solid 10 seconds there coming out from Danzibr. For sure, able to convert that into a stock take. And of course, after a solid 10 seconds, we will see a little bit of a blunder there. It happens to the best of us. We're now looking at 1 stock for Danzibr, 2 stocks here for Liam in this final game of the K12 Esports League Collegiate Combine.
Danziber's going to have to be a little careful with Liam's got that thing charged up again from Wario. We know how much Wario, just from this little bit of matchup we've seen today, how much he can provide in terms of damage and everything. But Danziber coming back with a little bit of a combination matchup there and a good block, but it's going to get hit and a really good edge
Oh
play
my
there.
goodness.
It's just a lot of back and forth at the moment. I'm a little afraid to comment.
We will see Dan recover there. Danzibr, sorry, recover. Both players over 100% at this moment in time. Nice shield into a hit as well coming out from Danzibr. 130 now for Liam. Um, and gonna be able to make it back to stage here. One more hit from either of these players will result in a stock take, I am assuming, and that will be that one as well. We're equalized 1 stock apiece. Danzibr has a mountain to climb, though, at 106%. We'll have to see, can they convert this and play nearly perfect here as we go into the end of this final game.
Definitely not going to be able to get hit by one of these bigger hits from Wario. Otherwise, it could be game over for Danziber. But doing a really good job at avoiding Liam and getting that damage in at the same time.
Yeah, Danzibr using a lot of these PK fires just to zone out Liam at the moment, not let them get close, and slowly poke up that percentage for Liam. Liam gonna continue to try to use the
Oh,
motorcycle to come in, but with that one will not be able to make it back to stage, as we will see Danzibr use the yo-yo to make sure that they do secure that victory for that one. So wow, shout out to Danzibr again. We see a lot of potential in this player.
yeah, really good matchup. And I mean, just yeah, kudos to him for keeping that edge guard and being able to avoid some of those bigger hits and everything off the Wario to keep his stock. Um, Very, very cool matchups today. But with that being said, I believe that ends. Or wait, is that? Or is there another?
That um No, that should be it. That is it. Yeah, come back to us. It looks like those players want to play one more time, which is totally okay, right? Totally okay. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, players, learning coaches, parents, guardians, most importantly, our Collegiate Esports coaches and directors, thank you so much for not only being here today to witness our Super Smash Bros. Players from the K12 Esports League play in front of you, but also yesterday for Valorant and Friday night for Rocket League again. Dustin shouted it out, but I definitely want to give our sincerest thank yous and hugest shout outs to both Radford University and University of Idaho for streaming Rocket League and Valorant for us, respectively. Um, I called it out at the very beginning of the stream. Dustin and I, we know enough to have fun and cast ever some Smash Bros. But Radford and University of Idaho really brought that extra level of knowledge to both Rocket League and Valorant for those streams. So thank you guys so much for partnering us with us for this combine and for our regular season as well, bringing some of that regular season action to our students and into the world. So shout out to you guys. But I believe that we do want to close it out here, Dustin. Once again, thank you for being a part of this collegiate combine. To my college coaches, directors, uh, you guys have all the information at this point in time. Please let Dustin or I know if you need anything, if you have any player information requests, if you have any questions. If you want to know about when our next combine is going to be, anything along those lines, we appreciate y'all. The most important and coolest thing for us behind the collegiate combine is building that pipeline from high school to college esports. And specifically, it's amazing that we can do this for our K12 Esports League players specifically. So thank you guys for real. Dustin, I'm going to pass it over to you to close us off here for today.
Absolutely. No, that pipeline that Robbie mentioned is very important. I think one thing we've been primarily focused on this year is the awareness of what all is out there for these students and for really any esports students that's looking to potentially go to that college level and everything. And so being able to host an event like this is crucial so that way we can get that information out there. So we definitely appreciate you all for the support. We appreciate the colleges that come in, the players for participating, the parents that are involved and supporting this venture with them. So thank you all again. Another shout out to the universities, to Radford as well as Idaho for helping with us on these streams. We'll be back for our regular season matchups on Twitch tomorrow night with our
Yeah.
Valorant, and then Super Smash actually coming on our YouTube live. So we appreciate you again, and we hope you have a good remainder of your weekend. And I think this is us signing off.
Yep. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. We'll talk to you soon. Catch you hopefully tomorrow for Valorant or Super Smash Bros.